Hello everyone. In last video we have gone through AI history and we had a brief idea about this field and how it is started. And we came to know a big scientist names in this industry. Now in this video we are going to talk about rule-based programming and artificial intelligence program. Let's start. If I will mention now a certain scenario, for example, having a smart home door sensor, and my objective is to run a siren or an alarm the moment this door is open. Now in programming, how we can represent this scenario? Of course, we need to use if statement. Let's write it, but not in programming language. Let us write it in our language to understand. In our language, the logic will be, if door status is open, then action will be run the siren. Else, that means if the door status is closed, siren should be off. So we need to use if statement in case we need to represent this logic in a certain programming language. Another scenario. If I will ask you to give a label for a student based on their marks, whether they pass or fail. Here also we can use if statement. The logic will be, if a student mark is greater or equal 50, for example, the status is pass. Else, that means he's getting less than 50, the status is fail. Here also we can use if statement to fulfill our objective. Now if I will ask you to write a program which can identify between John McCarthy and Jeffrey Hinton, can you do that? Can you do that by if statement? You might say yes, but let us think about it. John McCarthy is having beard while Hinton doesn't have. John McCarthy is wearing usually a glass while Hinton is not wearing. If I will use those two features as a differentiator along with if statement, will it work? Now it might work sometime and sometime it might not. Reason is, these features which we have mentioned are not unique. How about Donald Trump? He is not having beard and he is not wearing a glass usually, but he is not Hinton. The task for differentiating between objects is very easy for a human mind, but it seems very difficult for the machine to perform the same level of accuracy like our human mind. That means we cannot use if statement for defining rules to create this program. Then what is the alternative solution to create such a program? To answer this question, let us first understand how our mind can do this task easily. As artificial intelligence field is all about studying and understanding the process done by our mind and trying to simulate it using some algorithms in a certain program. Let us take an example. A baby is having almost 1 year. He will start learning how to stand and how to walk. First time, he will fall down, of course. Next time, he will be able to stand. Next, he will be able to take one step forward. Next, maybe he will fall down. And then after that, he will learn how to walk properly. The question, who teach him? Did you provide any manual or training for him? And in this case, the baby is learning using which method? Yes, he is learning using try and error method. In fact, he is learning by doing mistakes and avoiding it in the future. Means he is building his own experience. Another example for driving the car. Do we need a driving license to learn how to drive a car? Do we need someone to give us rules to follow so that we can drive finally? In some XYZ countries, people are driving cars without license and they are very professional. How they have learned it? They have learned it by doing mistakes and maybe they have done some accident. Again, it's try and error process. Yes, it is not the best way to learn how to drive the car, but it is one of the ways. Another example, when the baby will reach 2 years, they will start talking and after some time, they will be able to form a complete sentence. The question, who teach the baby how to talk? Did you enroll him for some courses to learn? Of course no. Then how they learn it? They learn it simply by hearing their parents every day and storing this information in their minds. And this is another way of learning, by getting data. So the more we talk with babies, the more they will be able to learn fast how to talk. That's why those parents who are not talking a lot with their babies, it will result on taking time for the babies to learn, and it might take 3 to 4 years sometime for them to learn how to talk. So the conclusion here is that we don't need any teacher to learn. We don't need someone to give us rules. In fact, we can learn these rules by ourselves in two ways: getting data and trying to find conclusion and learn from it, try and error process, or learning from experience by doing mistakes. Since now we know how our brain can learn, let us go back and apply the same into our original discussion. So if we need to differentiate between John McCarthy and Geoffrey Hinton, what we need is data. What kind of data in this example? We need photos. The more number of photos we have, the more better will be our model on providing us the right prediction about the names. So we feed these photos to a certain algorithm, and the algorithm will try to find a pattern from it. Means a common characteristics from all John McCarthy's photos and a common characteristics for all Hinton photos by itself without us defining any set of rules manually. In this case, the algorithm will find all necessary characteristics to differentiate between those two scientists. And this is what we call it machine learning. Machine learning is one of the methods and the most usable method to create AI solutions, in which we don't provide rules, but instead of that, we provide data. And we will use a certain algorithm to learn a pattern and extract the required rules by itself. So the result will be an AI model or a solution that learn using a human way to perform or to simulate a human tasks. In next video, we will talk about AI different fields, and we will mention some of the examples for each field. See you then.